Hey guys, and welcome to I guess sort of like a part two, an impromptu part two to my recent gaming video for Until Dawn that I did a couple of days ago. I have had a couple of days to kind of reflect and kind of think back to my playthrough of the game and my thoughts when I was done with the game, being that, I filmed that particular video just moments after finishing it up. And I've also had a chance to watch one full playthrough of the game on YouTube, and I'm about halfway through another one. And basically, the playthroughs were to see other choices that could have been made, but they were also to kind of give me a chance to see what some other people's impressions of the game were. And I realize I've been really overly harsh, and I've come to realize that the majority of my reason for being harsh was my fault. It was me to blame for basically making bad decisions and not being good at some of the QuickTime events, which I probably should have been a whole lot better at. The only thing that I will still stand by as being something that I thought was a fault with the game, at least I hope I mentioned it in that stupidly long video, was the don't move part, where all of a sudden it would tell you not to move and you couldn't move your controller. And no matter how steady I feel like a person's hands are, they're not going to be able to succeed in that very well, especially because that controller is freaking sensitive. In both of the playthroughs I've been watching, those people have messed up on that frequently because it's super sensitive. But that's really my only complaint. I've even come to realize at the end of the first playthrough that I watched, the game gives you this option to go back, I guess, and play chapters, individual chapters, and it says in the description to see how you might change the story. So I was afraid, really afraid, that the game was going to force you to play the whole entire thing through to try to keep more characters alive. It has been really fun to watch these playthroughs because I have seen characters die in completely different ways from the way the characters in my playthrough played. So it's been fun and entertaining, and that's just it. That's the thing. I was so upset with how things went down in my game that I really didn't give the game its due. This game really did take their little corner of the decision. Your decisions have a major effect on the plot genre of gameplay, because I believe that this can officially be, if it hadn't already been officially indoctrinated as its own video game genre. These Telltale games like Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us and Life is Strange and Until Dawn, this is a full-fledged genre in the video game market. And Supermassive Games did an awesome job of carving out their own little corner of that genre. So while I am not a fan of horror movies and slasher flicks that this is kind of a video game representative of, it doesn't mean that it's a bad game. And while it may not have, totally been for me, I can appreciate it a whole lot more than I was giving it credit for in those minutes after I finished the game. And so I felt compelled today to sit down and kind of make this part two to that, to say that most of what I was complaining about in the first game falls squarely on me, and I'm man enough to admit that I was wrong and I just wasn't good enough to basically yield the best results for me in a video game. And maybe I've got some complacency issues with video games, and that I just want an easy going, get me from start to finish kind of gameplay experience whenever I play a game. Maybe that's why I'm so mad with Just Cause 3, because I just haven't been good enough to get past the part I'm stuck on. And maybe I was so mad with Until Dawn because I just wasn't good enough to get the best that I thought I could get out of the game. And I tried to blame it on the game, and that was wrong. Aside from the don't move parts of the game, Until Dawn is a very fair experience. It is a very compelling experience. And now, a couple days later, I feel like I could sit down and play the game again to see what else would happen. Not anytime soon. I got too many other things that I want to do, and I've got plenty of Until Dawn Let's Plays that I'm going to watch. But Until Dawn was, I don't know if I gave it like a 3 or a 4 in that previous video. I would think I would bump it up to, in my opinion, for me, not for anybody else, but for me, it was probably about a 7 out of 10. It was fun, it was interesting, it was compelling and engaging, and I judged it far too harshly before. So I just wanted to sit down and make this quick video and admit that I made a mistake, and Until Dawn is a much more worthy experience than what I was advertising it to be in that last video. So that's all I wanted to say. Just throwing my 2 cents back out there again. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.